Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about AWS Amazon Web Services. If you are new to the cloud computing, don't worry, we are going to keep every answers very simple with no confusing words. By the end of the video, you will understand the AWS services that most companies use every single day. Let's get started. Question number 1. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing means using computer, storage and softwares over the internet instead of buying and running your own physical machines. You don't need to own a server in your office, you just rent what you need from a company like Amazon and you pay only for what you use. This is why so many companies now use the cloud. It saves money, it is faster to set up, and you can grow or sync your users anytime based on your demands. AWS is simply the biggest and most popular company offering this kind of service. Question number 2. What is Amazon EC2 and why do so many companies use it? Amazon EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. In simple words, it is a virtual computer that runs on Amazon servers. Instead of buying a physical computer, you rent one online and you can turn it on, turn it off or resize it anytime you want. Companies love EC2 because it is flexible. If a website suddenly gets more visitors, you can quickly add more power. If traffic goes down, you can reduce it and save money. This flexibility is one of the biggest reasons businesses move from old physical servers to AWS. Question number 3. What is Amazon S3 used for? Amazon S3 used for simple storage service. Think of it as a giant online storage locker where you can store any kind of file, like images, videos, documents or backups. It is not a computer, it is just a storage space in the cloud. People use S3 because it is very safe, very cheap, and it can store almost unlimited amount of data. Websites use it to store images and videos, companies use it to keep backups, and applications use it to save user files. It is one of the most used AWS service in the world. Question number 4. What is the real difference between EC2 and S3? This confuses a lot of beginners, so let's keep it simple. EC2 is like a computer that runs your program and does the work. S3 is like a storage locker that just holds your files. One does the thinking and the other just stores the things. A simple way to remember this: if you need to run software, use EC2. If you just want to store some files like photos or videos, you can use S3. Most real applications actually use both together. Question number 5. What is IAM and why is it so important in AWS? IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. It is the system that controls who can log into your AWS account and what they are allowed to do once they are inside. Think of it as the security guard of your entire AWS account. IAM is important because AWS has so many powerful tools, and if the wrong person gets access, they could delete important data or run up a huge bill. With IAM, you give each person or app only the access they need, nothing more. This is one of the very first things every AWS beginner should learn properly. Question number 6. What is security group in AWS? A security group is like a virtual firewall around your EC2 computer. It controls what kind of internet traffic is allowed to come in and go out. For example, you can allow web traffic but block everything else. This matters because without proper rules, your computer could be open to attack from anywhere on the internet. A security group lets you say things like only allow traffic from this app or deny or only allow this person to connect, which keep your systems much safer. Question number 7. What is Amazon VPC? VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It is your own private isolated section inside AWS, kind of like your own private office space inside a huge shared building. Inside this space, you control the network, who can enter, and how everything connects together. Every serious AWS setup uses a VPC because it lets you separate your private systems like database from public ones like websites. This keeps sensitive data safe and away from direct public access, which is very important security practice. Question number 8. What is Amazon RDS? RDS stands for Relatable Database Service. It is fully managed database, which means AWS take care of boring technical parts like backups, updates and repairs for you. You just focus on storing and using your data. Companies use RDS to run database like MySQL, PostgreSQL or SQL Server without needing a full-time database expert to manage everyday maintenance. It saves a lot of time and reduces the chance of costly mistakes since AWS handles the heavy lifting behind the scene. Question number 9. What is DynamoDB and how it is different from RDS? DynamoDB is also a database, but it works differently from RDS. RDS is a traditional table-based database similar to organized spreadsheets with strict rules. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, which means it is more flexible and built to handle huge amount of fast-changing data. DynamoDB is often used for applications that need super fast performance like shopping carts, gaming leaderboards, or mobile apps with millions of users. If your data structure changes a lot or you need very high speed at large scale, DynamoDB is usually the better choice over RDS. Question number 10. What is AWS Lambda? AWS Lambda lets you run a small piece of code without managing any server at all. This is called serverless computing. You simply upload your code and AWS runs it only when it needed, then shuts it down automatically afterward. This is powerful because you don't pay for idle time. You only pay when your code actually runs. Lambda is perfect for small tasks like resizing an image after upload, sending a notification, or processing data automatically without needing a full computer running all day long. Question number 11. What is the real difference between Lambda and EC2? EC2 is a full virtual computer that stays on and keeps running even if nothing is happening. Lambda only runs your code for a few seconds when it's triggered and then it turns off automatically. One stays always on, other wakes up only when needed. If you need a computer running all the time, like a full website backend, EC2 makes more sense. If you just need a small automated task triggered by events, Lambda is cheaper and much easier to manage since there is no server to maintain at all. Question number 12. What is Amazon CloudFront? Amazon CloudFront is Amazon Content Delivery Network, often called CDN. It stores copy of your websites or files in many locations around the world so users can load your content from a server that's physically closer to them. That makes website load much faster for people in different countries because they are not waiting for data to travel from just one location. Companies use CloudFront to speed up websites, stream videos, and reduce the load of their main servers, especially when they have visitors from all over the world. Question number 13. What is Amazon Route 53? Route 53 is Amazon DNS service. In simple words, DNS is like a phone book of the internet. It turns a website name like example.com into the actual computer address that connects you to the website. Route 53 also helps direct traffic smartly, like sending users to the closest server or automatically switching to a backup server if one server goes down. It is a key part of making sure a website stays online, fast, and reliable for users everywhere. Question number 14. What is Elastic Load Balancer and why do we need it? A load balancer sits in front of your application and spreads incoming traffic across multiple servers, instead of sending everything to just one. This way, no single server gets overloaded while others sits idle doing nothing. This matters a lot for busy websites and applications because if one server crashes, the load balancer automatically sends traffic to the healthy ones instead. This keeps your applications running smoothly even during traffic spikes or unexpected server problems. Question number 15. What is auto-scaling in AWS? Auto-scaling automatically adds or removes computers like EC2 instances based on how much traffic your application is getting. If more people visit your site, it adds more server. If traffic drops, it removes extra server to save money. It is extremely useful because you don't have to manually watch traffic and adjust server yourself. It happens automatically day or night, which means your application stays fast during busy times and you are not wasting money during quiet times. Question number 16. What is Amazon CloudWatch? CloudWatch is AWS monitoring tool. It watches your server, applications and other AWS services and collects information like CPU usage, error counts and response times all in one place. This is important because you cannot fix a problem you don't know about. CloudWatch can send you an alert the moment something looks wrong, like a server running out of memory, so you can react quickly, often before users even notice there is an issue. Question number 17. What is AWS CloudTrail? CloudTrail keeps a detailed record of every action taken inside your AWS account. Who logged in, what they changed, and when they did it. Think of it as a security camera recording everything that happens in your AWS environment. This matters a lot for security and audits. If something goes wrong or changes unexpectedly, CloudTrails let you go back and see exactly what happened and who did it. Most companies are required to keep this kind of records for compliance and security reasons. Question number 18. What is AWS CloudFormation? CloudFormation lets you describe your entire AWS setup. Server, databases, networking, everything in a simple text file. So instead of clicking through the AWS website to set things up manually, you write it once and AWS build it all automatically for you. This is powerful because it makes your setup repeatable and consistent. If you need to build the same environment again, like for testing or a new region, you just reuse the same file instead of starting from scratch and risking mistakes. Question number 19. What is Amazon SNS? SNS stands for Simple Notification Service. It's used to send messages or alert out of many places at once, like sending a text message, an email, or a notification to another system, all triggered from one single event. Companies use SNS to notify users instantly, like sending an order confirmation or alerting a technical team the moment something breaks. It is a simple but very powerful way to keep people and system informed in real times. Question number 20. What is Amazon SQS? SQS stands for Simple Queue Service. It is like waiting line for task. Instead of one part of your application directly asking another part to do something immediately, it drops the task into a queue and it gets picked up and processed when ready. This is useful because it prevents system from getting overwhelmed. If a huge number of tasks arrived at once, they wait safely in the queue instead of crashing the system, and they got processed one by one in an organized, reliable way. Question number 21. What is the real difference between SNS and SQS? SNS is like a loudspeaker. It broadcasting one message out to many different receivers at the same time. SQS is more like a waiting line. It holds tasks until something is ready to process them one at a time at its own pace. A simple way to remember it: use SNS when you want to instantly tell many systems about something. Use SQS when you want tasks handled safely in order without overwhelming the system that processes them. Question number 22. What is Amazon API Gateway? API Gateway is the front door for applications that talk to the other application. It manages incoming requests, check if they are allowed, and send them to the right place like your Lambda functions or backend server. This is especially useful for mobile applications and websites that relies on API to fetch data. API Gateway also protects your backend by controlling traffic, blocking abuse, and making sure only proper allowed requests get through your actual application. Question number 23. What is Amazon ECS? ECS stands for Elastic Container Service. It helps you to run application inside containers, which are small, lightweight packages that include everything an application needs to run, without needing a full separate computer for each one. Companies use ECS because containers are efficient and consistent. The application runs on the same way everywhere, whether it is on your laptop or in the cloud. ECS manages all these containers for you, starting, stopping, and scaling them automatically as needed. Question number 24. What is the Amazon EKS? EKS stands for Elastic Kubernetes Service. Kubernetes is a very popular open source tool for managing containers at a large scale, and EKS is Amazon managed version of it. So you don't have to set up Kubernetes yourself from scratch. Large companies often choose EKS when they have many containers running across many applications and they need powerful, flexible control over how everything is managed. It takes a complex tools like Kubernetes and make it easier to run inside AWS. Question number 25. What is AWS Beanstalk? Elastic Beanstalk is a simple way to launch an application without worrying about the technical setup behind it. You just upload your code and AWS automatically handles the servers, load balancing, and scaling for you in the background. This is great for beginners or small teams who want their applications online quickly, without learning every single AWS service in details. It is like a shortcut that still uses powerful AWS tools underneath, just without the extra manual setup work. Question number 26. What is Amazon EBS? EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. It is the hard drive attached to your EC2 computer. Just like a physical computer needs a hard drive to store its files and operating system, and EC2 instances use EBS to store its data. The good part is that EBS storage stays safe even if the EC2 computer is stopped or restarted, and you can resize it as your storage needs grow. It's a simple concept, but it is a core part of the almost every EC2 setup. Question number 27. What is Amazon EFS? EFS stands for Elastic File System. Unlike EBS, which connect to just one EC2 computer, EFS is shared storage that many computers can access and use at the same time, like shared folder on a company network. This is useful when multiple servers need access to the exact same file at once, like shared documents or application data used by several EC2 instances together. It grows automatically as you add more files, so you don't have to manually manage storage size. Question number 28. What is the AWS KMS? KMS stands for Key Management Service. It helps you to create and manage encryption keys which are used to lock and protect sensitive data like password, files or database information, so only authorized people or system can read it. This matters a lot for security and compliances. Instead of building your own complicated encryption system, KMS gives you a simple, trusted way to protect your data across many AWS services, which is required by most companies handling sensitive information. Question number 29. What is AWS Secret Manager? Secret Manager safely stores sensitive information like password, API keys and database credentials instead of leaving them written directly inside code or configuration files where anyone with access could easily see them. This is important because hard-coded passwords are one of the most common security mistakes companies make. Secret Manager also makes it easy to automatically rotate password on a schedule, which keeps system much more secure over time without extra manual work. Question number 30. What is Amazon Redshift? Redshift is an AWS data warehouse service. In a simple words, it is built to store and analyze huge amount of data very quickly, especially when companies want to run big reports or dashboards across years of business data. Companies use Redshift when a normal database like RDS becomes too slow for heavy analysis and reporting needs. It is designed specifically for asking big questions across massive database like show me the total sales by region for the last 5 years and getting the answer fast. I hope this video helped you to understand the 30 most commonly used AWS services in a simple and practical way. Remember, you don't need to memorize every AWS service. Focus on understanding what each service does, when it is used, and why companies use it. Once you understand these concepts, learning AWS becomes much easier. Whether you are preparing for an AWS cloud practitioner, solution architect, cloud support engineer, DevOps engineer, or any cloud computing interviews, these fundamentals will give you a strong foundation and help you to answer interview questions with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best on your cloud learning journey and your next AWS interview. I will see you in the next video. Happy learning.